Welcome back to True Talk Podcast. Today I sit down with Andro and Quinton, the founders of School of Athens. Two young South Africans building something really powerful. We talk about their journey in business, the vision behind School of Athens, and how they're changing the way young people think about money and education. It's an inspiring and honest conversation about entrepreneurship, mindset, and building something real in a country full of opportunity.
I'm really happy to have you guys on. Quinton and Anro represent the School of Athens. It's an amazing thing that they've started. It's part of a podcast as well. Got their own business as well. But it's just a phenomenal movement. It's changing so many people's lives, young men especially. And today I've got them on the podcast to speak into young men's lives. We'll touch numerous topics and it's going to be a great conversation. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Tell us about the company. Tell me more. How did it start? Where did this idea get birthed?
So the original idea was actually when we were on a trip in Bali, and we were traveling and we were at the agency like before that. And I don't know if we even mentioned starting a podcast or something, but it was like in the midst of chaos when you're traveling. It's like you don't know where the gym is, like it's just chaos basically. And in chaos, usually there's like ideas just bring about, and that's where it kind of, I don't know exactly like what happened, but
it says that form of like it's almost like just abundance, right? While you're working or in a certain environment where certain used to working there's clients, whatever, it's all just busy. If you just take some time, like a week or two, and just be present, you'll be surprised how many thoughts, ideas, like things just come to you. Yeah. And Andro and I are both very passionate about School of Athens, what we're building. And the main sort of mission statement for both of us to a large degree is, to inspire greatness, through action, something down that line, right? We want to inspire other people by being great ourselves. That's to a large degree what it is. And I would say that the School of Athens is sort of the embodiment of that mission statement. And the goal is to, enroll members where that mission statement holds true throughout all of the people that are in the community, I would say.
That's really cool.
So, yeah.
Tell us more. What exactly is it? So people want to join.
The school, I would say, let's put it like this. The School of Athens is more the umbrella term of the community that we are building. It's more like a movement, right? So it's linked to our podcast. We have recently rebranded it now to Quinton and Anro. We can get into why we did that. But we got a community that's linked on the back end of that called Founders Acquisition. And that is where, that's our info product where we help, entrepreneurs build and scale their online businesses or agencies. So that's what we do there. And the School of Athens is, I would say that's more just like the movement and the umbrella term above that. It's like the entire movement.
It's like Chris Williamson, he's got his name, and then he's got Modern Wisdom. And then under Modern Wisdom, he's got the New Tonic and like all these different products. And we're going to maybe in the future bring out physical product, maybe supplements, or I'm not sure. We're looking to build a gym in Cape Town also. So
we can get into that. That's
like those future plans. But School of Athens is more just and how it came about. Obviously, the naming of things are pretty important. And we were always like, you can't really think, like let's say work through a math problem. You can like think through it, like boom, boom, boom. But a name just kind of comes to you. It's like, so we were on a meeting and actually in my office there's the School of Athens painting in the background.
It was you who came up with the name, right?
We were just having a meeting and then I looked at the back, I'm like, yo, School of Athens. And then,
we're thinking like Q&A with Q&A, right? Like something like, and we're just like, nah, this is not working.
See, it's spelled different.
So it's almost like a bit of like a middle finger to the school schooling system almost,
Nice.
There's a bunch of different players actually. So school is the School of Athens is obviously like the Greek name painting, right? But our name is the school spelled SK. So school is actually also a school. It's Afrikaans, South African branding. And also we host our education program and community on the software school as well.
And so for those of you that don't know, the School of Athens is it's actually an ancient painting of like, Athens, Greece. It's like in a place, with all the famous philosophers back in the day, right? Like Socrates, Seneca, Plato, whatever. And that painting is the embodiment of discourse between different ideas, ideologies, paradigms. And that is sort of what School of Athens represents, right? The life of a good man. What does that mean? Having discourse, active discourse between ourselves and other people. Like we've always found you know, when we're basically in the podcast just having discussion normally and just filming it. Like this is usually how we speak. And
Yeah, we don't like when we like go to the gym or something. We aren't superficial whatsoever.
Yeah.
Instantly, like when we hop in the car or something, Quentin's like, "So what's the meaning of life?" And like boom, it's like instantly just like deep.
and that's just like, you
how
know,
we speak,
yeah,
essentially.
I don't know, and it's fascinating to unravel these ideas and sort of try and come to terms with how this reality works.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's I had a brief, like, it's almost like a spiritual experience I had when, you know, we can get into the backstory. Well, I mean, the your viewers would probably not know us that well, so I can get into it. When the first bit of freedom that I experienced was, Andro and I went to a networking event. So for those of you that don't know, we are we are entrepreneurs essentially, right? And so we have online businesses that we run. And we went to a networking event that Andro was invited to, and I was his plus one. And we were the only South Africans in that dinner at that time. So it was like 16 or 14 or whatever. It was in Cape Town. So what do you know the
I don't
rest?
know the restaurant's name.
Whatever, free publicity. Nah. So then we were the only South Africans there. There was a couple of like guys from like Canada, Austria, Dubai, whatever.
Netherlands.
Everyone between 17 and like 24 was the oldest, and everyone was making more than 30, 40, 50K a month US. It was ridiculous. I couldn't fathom. It was, well, I also didn't know at that time, right? And
They're actually, they were actually making way more, like 100K plus.
yeah, well, there's a couple, yeah. So, anyways, and then we were, and at that point of time, we were nowhere near that, right?
No,
So
we
it
were
was
we were
like,
doing well.
yeah, but nobody, like, not 100K,
No.
right? So the paradigm was definitely, it was, I mean, what I'm trying to convey is when we got there, it was like,
Yeah, we were
completely
kind of
shattered
like the
our idea of life,
brokest in the room, you could say.
And so after that, like, and the dinner was also fairly like expensive. Like we also, so I was like not really getting the most expensive thing there because I'm like, I'm probably gonna pay for my own meal or whatever. And then they just split it between all 18.
Sure.
And everyone was getting like all the
starters.
yeah, and I was eating my small steak and whatever. Anyways, we split it that. But what I'm trying to get to is that Monday, one of the guys at the dinner had like a job opportunity that he needed a production team or whatever to sort out his content for that week, and I ended up getting that job. And 5 days of half work, I got paid more money than 5 months worth of salary that previous 5 months in 5 days. And it was work that I absolutely loved doing for half of the time. It was when
Where was the guy from? That offered you this
Canada,
one?
Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, Serge. He's actually a very good friend of mine now. He's actually coming to my wedding.
Oh.
It's very cool. But anyways, and so yeah, you just get exposed to this paradigm, and it's like just shatters your mind, and then you realize like, yeah, life ain't fair. It's not fair. I worked so much harder for the previous 5 months, and I got paid 5 times less. So I realized the system is broken, and I need to figure out how do I play this game. You can't hate the game, right? So you need to play it by its rules, right? And so yeah, I've devoted my life to try and study this game and to try and figure out how does it work and how can I use it to benefit myself and the people around me.
So when you talk about the game, what do you mean? Finance? Making money? Is that the game? Or
Everything is really a game.
It's different.
So it's all like Simon Sinek calls it infinite games. So it's like in business, we're playing the game of business, we're playing the game of fitness, even like Quinton getting married soon. Like to win the game of business, you can't win the game by achieving a certain revenue number. You only win the game by staying in the game. So like, staying, like for example, you don't get fit and now it's like, oh, I won the game. No, you win the game of fitness by staying fit forever. You win the game of business by staying in business forever. You win the game of marriage by staying married. Then you win. So that's, if you're in business and you're currently in business, you are winning. So it's a cool reframe.
that's really cool. Just tell me before we get into more things. So making money. How do you guys make your money? How do you generate that revenue? What is the systems that you use?
Yeah. So we can't really make money. We're not. So we ethically take money, or people give us money. So that's kind of the persuasion part of it. So obviously we got the agency and then we got the info product.
Okay.
So agency is more like we work with big influencers in America and we help them with like mass short form or content distribution. So we blow up their personal brands on all these different accounts. Like, our Andrew Tate and Luke Belmar, Iman Gadzhi, how they blew up. like we do that for other big
Yeah.
It's
influencers.
really cool. Can you
Yeah.
mention some names, some cool names, or you're not really allowed to?
Our favorite client that we worked with for a month, we don't necessarily have to get into why that only happened for a month, because the client got sued. It was Mike Tyson. So we worked for a month. Yeah, that was pretty cool. A couple other people you guys don't necessarily know. I don't think we have to disclose the names, but
No.
some of them are like in the crypto space specifically. Finance. It's usually people. So the specific thing we do is, we can take you as an example. Let's say you had a digital asset on the back end. So for us, it's our info product. Let's say you had merch or a book or something.
Any product.
And it gets sold online, and your direct form of marketing would be your content. Then it would make sense for you to get us on to create, satellite accounts, or that's what essentially what we call it, different accounts with Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where we then go and clip your long format videos and distribute that, which essentially drives up your marketing or your front end, how people see your product, and then you will obviously get more sales.
It's really cool. So I can use you guys for this podcast.
It's like we post upwards of 200 videos a week.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot. Like the Alex Hormozi framework, where if you want to grow a business, right, like you first do more, better, new.
Yes.
Okay, so most people are deeply underestimate how much volume it takes to become successful.
That's what I mentioned by the quality and the quantity of the podcast episodes.
Yeah, so most people are sending, like, let's say for the agency, they're sending 20 emails every 2 days. They're like, I haven't signed in clients. You need to send 500 a day consistently, 5 days a week. Like that's
definitely
kind of what it takes.
Consistent.
And I think, like, when I was learning or getting into the space, I would hear these terms like agency, what is this, and make money online, and all that. And like the main thing is, an agency is just a business that delivers a service, and we do a social media marketing agency. We call it SMMA. So we deliver a social media marketing service to people. There's many ways to do it. You can run ads, you can generate leads.
Our clients are doing like AI dialers for Pilates studios. Some of them are also doing the same as we are. Some are in the real estate niche. There's a bunch of different, like hundreds of.
Tell me, do you guys think it's easier now than ever to make money?
Of course, 100%.
It's the easiest ever to make money, but it's also the easiest time ever to do nothing and be distracted.
And so by extension, I would argue and say that if you are at all disciplined or ambitious, you have absolutely no, and in fact, I could argue, like, you have everything that's counting in your favor to be successful. It doesn't have to just be financial, but the thing is, we have so easy access to information, but also entertainment, right?
Sure.
And so the majority of people, I mean, I wrote an essay about this recently. Suffering is inevitable in this life, right? It all comes down to, is the thing that you're suffering for worth it, right? That's the embodiment of the cross for me as well. It's like, it's purposeful suffering. And so it's difficult to suffer to build a business or something, because you need to consciously decide to suffer. But it's also difficult to be overweight or to be broke, right? But that is, you are forcefully, you're suffering, right? The world is forcing you to suffer there. So that's just like delayed suffering, because if you need to choose between building a business or watching a podcast, reading books or whatever, compared to watching YouTube or streams or playing video games, majority of the people are going to choose this one, right?
Exactly.
And so if you have any ambition, it's the easiest, best time to build a business. 100%. Speak to your father and try and ask him how he had to get information back in the day to drive to a bibliothèque. What's it? A library. We got ChatGPT. We don't even need to think anymore, to be honest with you.
I don't have to. I mean, I use ChatGPT, and if my lectures are watching, but I use Grok, ChatGPT.
Everything.
It helps me with studying. I mean, it gets you forward. And with the podcast as well, just type in your name and gives us topics to talk about.
Exactly.
I think
definitely losing.
The universities, they are so outdated. Like, they are literally telling students to not use ChatGPT.
I know.
It's like, look at this. Like, it's like telling accountants, okay? Like, let's say you are learning to be an accountant. They're telling the accountants, oh, you can't use a calculator. Now they're doing all this long mole and stuff, like, they're doing all of that. And then in the real world, people are using calculators and tools. And now these accountants that learn in university to not use the tools, aka ChatGPT, now go into the real world. They're like, oh, by the way, we use ChatGPT. How do we use this? So it's like
they actually have it's almost like a negative information. It's like, if I hear someone goes to or went to university and we want to hire him, I'm probably gonna be like, yo, this guy's indoctrinated with a certain paradigm. I probably don't want him in the business. That's sort of where I'm going to right now.
Let's talk about that now. The education system. Let's start from the beginning of school. It's obviously failing many people. Many people are made to be 9-to-5ers. I mean, not many people do have ambition. Some people are just, they want to work. They want to work for someone else. They're happy with that. But us that don't necessarily want that. How's the school system failing us?
It's a difficult one, right? Because I do, to a large degree, have empathy with the system. Like a system is made for majority of people, right? Like that is what it is. And I think there's better ways to do it, but I think majority of the schooling system is fine. I think teachers have one of the most important roles in life.
I agree.
And they are not getting paid enough.
No.
I think teachers need to be paid their worth, and we need to get better teachers in. And we need to teach people real life shit. Like we need to learn about taxes, let's read good books. Why am I reading Onderwereld, right? Like why am I reading that? It doesn't make sense to me. I understand the Shakespearean take on things or whatever, but I don't want to learn how to write a postcard and stuff. Like that is the stupidest stuff. Like
it's so outdated.
It's so outdated.
It's indoctrinating young people to hate studying.
I know.
And that's the worst thing. I never wanted to study. And then when I picked up my first grade book and I saw like, here's an actual ROI on this information, I'm like, okay, study is actually amazing.
It is.
And because like I believe, I'm Andro as well, and it's a part of the podcast as well, right? It's like, we believe that the foundation of any great society is built on education.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing that I have against the schooling system is that it's stripping the joy away from studying. And I think there's better ways to do it. And I would start by paying people more, the onderwijzers, the teachers, and I would completely revamp what we are learning there.
Definitely. I mean, financial literacy is something that's totally missing in schools. You get out of school, you go to university, you think that you need to spend money like the others are doing. Spend or receive, spend, receive, spend. There's no education on what you should do with your money. It's really,
I mean, like it's purposely designed that way. Like they don't want thinkers. Like
No.
because if everyone's a thinker, society would fall apart.
Yeah.
So it needs to be that way. But obviously, people who are more exposed to what is out there, and that is 99% of people aren't going to be the 1% who's going to like, something's off here. They obviously are the ones that trailblaze and do their things and live an extraordinary life. But most people. Yeah, like if everyone does that, like it's not going to work. So society's going to fall apart.
So tell us, both of you are college dropouts, if we can call you that.
Yeah. No, I'm proud. Like that's not even
Oh, I was almost, but I'm finishing it up.
Yeah.
But tell me, how did that happen? How did it take place?
Yeah, I'll start with my one. So it's actually a pretty cool story. So 1 year in, okay, I was studying BCom. I'm like, so in school I didn't do economics. I did biology, science, and accounting. Like the big six. I just thought like, whatever. And then after that, I was like, I want to make money. And then I was like, BCom's probably the place to go. Like surely BCom, like business, commerce. Like, what do you mean?
think?
This is it. And then so I did that, and it was basically like grade 10 all over again. Like what? This is just a complete waste of time. It's basically like grade 10 work that I did. And after a year, I'm like, okay, this is complete bullshit. And then after that, I started, going like online, I had to make money online. I discovered Iman Gadzhi. I'm like, I need to figure this thing out.
And by the way, everyone follows that exact route that ends up where we are right now. It's exactly what Andro just said now. How to make money online, Forex, dropshipping, meme coins. Yeah.
Exactly. And then a year later, I'm like, okay, I need to figure something out. And so I remember it was January of 2022. It was like, I need to get shit. Like that was like the year. It was like the new year, new me type of thing. I just needed to make money. And then I did a lot of things like Forex trading, dropshipping, build websites, theme pages, crypto, did literally everything. And then Iman Gadzhi actually put up a story on Instagram. It's like, I'm looking for some short form editors. I'm like, this is my chance out of the matrix. And filled out a form. And then the funny thing is, I dropped out, okay, knowing I was going to get this job even before I had any confirmation.
Sure.
So I just sent out the form like, I'm going to get this. No reply, nothing like that. Dropped out, next day I got the job.
Wow. So you worked for him?
Yeah, for 10 months.
Well, that lesson that Andro just shared is definitely a foundational thing of his life. Like he's like this delusional, like an optimist, bro. Like that is, and I would say that's what a lot of people in this space, like someone's going to be the exception, right? So like you need to give yourself permission to be that person.
Yeah.
It's like, what's an NBA player about the East thing?
Oh, Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
How old was he or what?
11. So as a quote, not a quote, but a maxim from David Senra, like on his podcast, the Founders Podcast.
As well,
Yeah, he's a big inspiration for us as well.
Yeah.
And he essentially, it was like he was reading about Kobe's biography, and I think Kobe's basketball coach said only 1 in a million make it to the NBA, like the basketball top leagues. And Kobe was like, I'm going to be that 1 in a million. And then Kobe was 11 when he said that.
Yeah.
11. So he literally, I don't think he even played basketball. I'm not sure.
I don't even know.
He just believed he was going to be 1 in a million before he even done it.
Starts with belief.
And
Oh, 100%.
amazing quote that ties directly into that is he said, all the successful people, he says belief comes before ability. So, you believe you're going to achieve this thing before you've even done anything.
Because how are you going to take action in something that's in discordance with what you believe, right? Like if you can't believe you can't, if you believe you can't do it, you will never take the action needed to do it in the first place. And that is like the one lesson that I can also draw a straight line through my life is I don't necessarily think I'm the smartest, best in anything. I think I have also this weird innate ability to just chase what I deem meaningful. It's almost like I feel like there's like a anointing from God to almost, make this dream in my life a reality, right? It's like that inner dialogue that I have. I don't know. I was drawn to all these like movies or anime shows or whatever about like the character always trying to embody almost like this Christ-like figure, right? Of like having this ultimate goal of like, this goal that everyone else looks up to because he is suffering for everyone else's sake, right? Yeah. That is, I've always just wanted to be something like that, right? Really it's like inspiring greatness through action. And so I want to embody greatness by becoming that myself and inspiring other people. And, I always felt like a moral obligation to be successful because I, to a large degree, or like had everything I needed, right? I stayed, this is like a small thing, but my father bought my first car for me, right? Like I stay in a nice area, right? My parents was able to pay for my study, so I never had that. And so I believe if I can't even be successful, how's a guy in Bishop Lavis going to make it, right? Like I need to make it. Yeah. So it's almost like disrespectful to my own parents to not make it. Yeah. And so I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, but I'm going to make it work. And coming back to my story, I was in like this gap year entrepreneurial business thing called Young Minds. And after that, I just told my dad, like, because he's his own engineering company, solar company, whatever. And he would have always wanted me to take over his business, go and study engineering. We're on great terms now. And he's always supported me through my whole life, but he wanted me to go and study engineering. And I just thought, like, there's no ways in how I'm doing this. I can't do this. I'm going to just give me a year. Let me sort it out. And after a year, I worked every single day and night, and I still didn't achieve anything. Like I was a real estate agent for 6 months, didn't make any sales. Then I did the marketing for them. And I just couldn't figure out what I'm going to do with my life. Yeah. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up landing some big production gigs. I fell in love with the entire space of creating things via like with camera and stuff like that. And that ended up me also typing out my money online and started doing that digitally. Meeting Andro in the gym. We wanted to become gym influencers in the beginning.
So you guys met to school first, eh?
We were in the same
We knew each other, but we didn't speak a single word to each other.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't think I've even saw him.
Ended that in contact in gym.
Was that COVID? Or like, it was somewhere like that time. It was like I don't know.
In the gym, yeah.
Yeah.
We were just hitting gym at the same time, I don't know. And you had a camera, I'm like, yo.
Yeah, my idea was this guy, I was like, okay, this guy's from Durbanville. He's also hitting the gym like me, and he's super jacked. So I got a camera. Let's film ourselves hitting the gym and let's get rich. That was my idea. Every young guy that ends up going out of school, there's two things he wants: a six-pack and money, because he thinks both of those will get him a beautiful girl. Like that's probably what's happening, right? It's like everything you do is for the woman, right? And so like we were like, okay, well, let's get jacked and try and get rich while doing so. And then it just ended up getting different opportunities, and that's where we are right now. So
it's so cool. You both have dreams, and I want to commend you guys for that, because you are a great example for our viewers as well, especially the young men wanting to drop out. They know they have to drop out, and I'm not suggesting that you should drop out. I'm still studying now after my fifth year, and I need to finish up because I'm still a firm believer. If you start something, you need to finish it. And I think it's still good though, your whole story of dropping out and pursuing something you need to pursue, because if you know you have to go achieve that, do it. And great guts. It takes a lot of risk. Getting back to your philosophy and what you guys believe What books do you guys read? What books do you recommend?
Oh, my bookshelf is full of them.
All of them.
All of them.
We read all of them.
Okay, hypothetically, for a young man who wants to
Okay.
achieve success, what would you recommend? First book.
First book. So the one that really kickstarted everything
Not
for
the
me was
first book. Come on, that's a tough one for the first one.
no, the first. You want?
Oh, reality transfer?
No, it's not that
Okay,
one.
okay.
It's that's a bit more of an esoteric
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Think and Go Rich from Napoleon Hill.
Great.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a good
like the
first book.
Great
That's a
book.
very, very good first
Yeah.
book.
That helps with the self-belief and the imagining and the
Yeah,
manifestation.
yeah.
That's
When I
a
read that, I'm
very
like,
good
yeah, it's game
self-book,
over.
actually, now
It's game over.
yeah.
It's good. Like, yeah, it expands your mind to what is possible. You know, it's like, oh, this thought I have can actually become a reality.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like that's the thing about reading. It's just like it expands your mind to what is possible. But some other books are Power of Now is also pretty good, but that's not really like an entrepreneurship one.
But being present there.
Yeah. I'm reading his new book at the moment as well. But
The New World.
The New Earth, yeah.
New Earth, yeah.
Is that by?
Same author.
Eckhart Tolle.
Yes,
Eckhart
yes.
Tolle, yeah.
Biographies are good, but the biggest one I would say is what's it? Think and Grow Rich, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it? Same.
I don't know.
Is that
like,
good at?
that was my first ever book was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
Wow.
That was
Robert
from Robert
Great
Sharma.
book.
That was my favorite. After reading that one book, I bought all 12 of his books, and that changed my life. I actually read that book the day before I wrote chemistry in my final year at matric, and I haven't started studying yet. So I was my the day just before that, and I was like, because I was typing in like this like hype up, like I wanted to get motivated now to start studying, right? And so I typed in this thing, and it was just like this compilation of all these like I don't know, like. I don't even know how to explain it. But anyways, then this monk guy came up and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, what is this? And I saw his books and I ordered his book. And like a week or two later, I started reading it and that just changed the entire trajectory of my life.
Yes.
Because it just exposed me to the idea that new knowledge or paradigm, like there's information out there that you do not know exists right now that can change your life.
Definitely.
The collective belief, like your reality is created by the collective beliefs of the people around you, right? Like, or you're like yourself, like whatever you believe, that is what will manifest in your life.
Definitely.
And so I didn't know that was a thing. You know, and so that's what reading is like. Andro just said, it's like you're just reading new people's lives. Yeah. Like you don't even know what questions to ask. That's how fucking crazy stupid you are.
No.
Same with myself, right? Like I'm learning so much. And someone said this. I'm not sure who. Probably Socrates, right? It's like we are great because we're standing on the shoulders of the giants before
Isaac
us.
Newton.
Isaac Newton. And it's like, you know, the only reason why I'm where I am today is because I've mimicked and copied all the greats before me. That's all it is.
And I mean, you learn from their mistakes. And it's quite funny you said Robin Sharma's book because that was my first book that changed my life as well.
Which book? Which one?
So the first book I read was The Greatness Guide from Robin Sharma. So I was standing in a bookshop and I thought to myself, yes, I want to be a rugby player. Like, I'm not doing well now. I'm playing fourth team now. It's grade 11.
Okay.
And all these incredible guys are playing above Ivan Roos, those rugby players. And I thought to myself, there's something inside of me that's destined for something bigger. And I was standing in a bookshop. I don't read. I'm not a nerd.
And the title growing.
And I just saw The Greatness Guide. I picked up that book, hooked. From there, I also started reading all these books, whatever. But that changed the trajectory of my life as well. Because reading is true what you say. It opens up a different paradigm. You see different things. You see different angles. And you live in someone else's life as well. Through their experiences. And you learn so much from it. But it's quite profound.
I would definitely challenge someone's paradigm on the studying thing as well. It's like, I don't necessarily think people, like, I would say the best thing to do is to physically read. I agree with that. But I think for the majority of people, like, the easiest thing you can do is just go and download a couple of podcasts and just listen to it. You're going to get hooked on the idea of new information and that changing your life. And then you'll potentially look at, okay, I don't think there's a single book. Like, each book that I read was significant to me in that moment of my life. It caught me at a certain time. And so I think it's fairly personal. You do have like the foundational books, like Andro said, that book's amazing. I would say if you really get some like I also really like Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. It's about stoicism. That entire philosophy changed my life as well, but it's a bit of a more like difficult to read as well. But expose yourself to information, listen to podcasts, and then you'll see, okay, this Robert Greene guy is pretty cool. Let's see what these books are all about. Jay Shetty has some cool stuff as well.
There's a lot of people out there.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Another thing I would suggest to the viewers to read is actually read your Bible. There's so many lessons in the Bible.
Proverbs is
I know.
insane. Just Proverbs alone.
The wisdom that you find in the Bible,
Yeah.
it's really, it's immense. And so many people miss it. Financial advice is in the Bible as well. There's so many things you can follow. And it's a great measurement for yourself as well to see where I am.
I would also say, and I know Andro and I agree on this as well, is I would say it's better to have 5 books and reread them than read 20. Like, I mean, I could argue and say if you just read the Bible and you actually knew it and you implemented it in your life, you would be like, almost all the books are like just regurgitations of the philosophies of the Bible as well, right? Like there's a couple of these books, like Meditations is exceptional. Reality Transurfing. I've only read the audio book. I haven't read the physical book, but that's your favorite book, I think.
Outwitting the Devil is also pretty good.
Oh, from Napoleon Hill.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And so like get 4 or 5 books and just really understand them. It's one thing to read and to get information. It's another thing to change your behavior and to actually implement the stuff, right? I think reading and getting in information is better than not, but I think implementing things and change behavior is probably where it's at, right? So
tell me, what's the one habit that changed your life? Let's leave reading out now, because obviously that
the one is definitely the gym, without a doubt. Yeah. It's like the discipline and consistency, and seeing if you put hard work in, you get it out. Like it's just such a fundamental truth that applies to business and in life. It's insane. I've learned so much.
I'm so happy you said that. Now a lot of young men listening, another piece of advice. I'm acting like an old guy, but you don't necessarily need those pills. You need the gym. Just get active, start working out. It really changes.
I mean, people like, I'm so a firm believer in eating. Like Alex Moses also said, he was speaking to a employee, and the guy's like, oh, he doesn't really have time to hit the gym. And Alex is like, bro, you're 26, you're not married, you don't have any kids. You arguably have the most time you'll ever have. And so you either need to come to terms with the fact that you will never make it a priority, and that's just it. Then you're just never gonna, then you're just never gonna be in shape. But don't come up with this like, I don't have time. Like that's just not what it is. And if you are under 30 and you're not jacked, or at least trying to get jacked, like what are you doing? Like it is the most foundational thing you can do. Like how are you going to convince other people to respect you if you're not even respecting yourself? Like that's a big thing. You don't need to be a bodybuilder, right? But just go out, like your entire life will change. And also the entire thing with like pills, supplementation, steroids, all this stuff, right? It's like everyone is looking for the quick fix. They want to supplement. Like for me, it's you want to supplement not for the sake of supplementation, but for the sake of deficiency. But always supplement the deficiency first through your lifestyle and your diet, and then look at other stuff, right? And I can argue and say 90% of your deficiency will be solved through your lifestyle and your diet. You don't need any of the other stuff. Everyone thinks a supplement's can change everything, do that, and whatever. And but it's like the unteachable lessons, right? It's from Chris Williams. It's like money won't make you happy. You spend more time with your family. It's like we all know this stuff to be inherently true, but we somehow convince ourselves that I'm the exception. No. If I had $1 million bucks, I'm gonna be happy, right? But that's not the case. It's not actually what it is. Right?
No. And then obviously a lot of people misinterpret things. For instance, in the Bible it says money is the root of all evil. And I
love of money.
The love of money. But I mean, money is not necessarily evil. Money.
I have a good take on that. So, so the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, a lot of people say, oh, like it's all the rich guys. Oh, it's bad, right? But I can argue and say, if you're broke and you're always looking to get more money and praying for the Lord to bring you money, like I can argue and say, you are loving money, man. Like you need to relax. So it's, I think we were born to be great, and we were born to be successful, and we were born to be rich. Rich in love, in relationships, in abundance with everything, right? And I don't think you should put money at the root of everything. I agree with that. You should put others and impact in the middle. But by extension, try and serve 1 million people and not be rich. It is impossible. What is it like? Money is the byproduct of service, or
money is just a result of service. That's a quote from Henry Ford, And or business is just an idea that makes someone else's life better. So business and money is just helping other people in a sense. It's giving service to others. And then it's just a natural exchange that happens. Money is just a tool.
That's simple.
Yeah.
And people don't, I don't know, like I was 100% in the same place, right? I was like, all these rich guys, like, oh, why do they have 20 cars? Are they wasting their money? They're so in love. But you are projecting your own insecurities. It's like, stop worrying about other people's stuff. It's like you are asking for Jeff Bezos, why isn't he donating, half his money? Like, how much have you donated? You're not even giving your tens to the church, bro. It's like, relax, so, and it's always people that have less that's going to criticize how you're spending your money. I believe Jeff Bezos earned what he has, right? He has a lot. I couldn't fathom the amount of what he has, but he has, just think about what he has done for people. We don't really use Amazon in South Africa, right? Well, it's getting to that point now, but it's Takealot, right? So, he literally made a product that you look on your device, you press something you want, and the next day, or maybe even on that same day, it's at your front door. It is the most phenomenal business that has been created in the past 100 years. And so I verdien also that. That's what I believe.
Instead of, appreciating what he did, people are envying him, and obviously then you're just falling into that loophole.
And there's sin in that as well, bro. We are living in a world of sinners judging other sinners, right? That's what it is, right? I'm guilty of that, so
we all
need to become aware of this stuff. But
of course. So you guys obviously listen to a lot of podcasts, and you have your own podcast. You've had some cool guests on your podcast. Who's the most profound one you've had on? Your favorite episode so far?
Our favorite episode.
Except the first one.
I don't think we really have a favorite episode, to be honest. It's interesting to talk to every single guest and where they come from and their journey. And I feel like one thing I've realized is that the people you see online, when you see them in person, we tend to judge them very quickly.
Way too fast.
But that's everyone. Everyone judges. Yeah. But when you meet them in person, like, wow, this is just a normal human being.
Normal guy.
Exactly.
It's just a normal guy. And that, it might feel refreshing, but actually they were normal from the start. We were just like projecting our image onto them. It's like, oh, he's this, slimy guy. So it's actually our fault in that sense. But yeah, all of them are interesting. And the main thing we've realized is that, they're just normal people. So why can't we do it as well?
I was one with Jordan Platten. It's just because he was someone that sort of we looked up to for a very long time, and there was a lot of things that happened in that moment that was like a full circle moment. Like some of the first work that I've done, like the first client I mentioned, Surge. So part of that was a week after that I did some work with Jordan Platt, and he's like 250 or 300k on YouTube subscribers, and in our industry he's like the oldest guy doing it. Like he's an OG in the space. Everyone looks up to him. So he's been someone I've looked up for quite some time, and he was a guest on our pod, and that was exceptional. And also that was what Andro just said. It was the manifestation of that moment. It was like this guy that you look up to, this hero, and realize like, yo, this guy's a normal guy, but in the best sense possible, right? Like when we met Jordan, we walked away, like we both was like, yo, this guy is as authentic as it gets. Like he's like and he's a multi-millionaire, right? Like he is he's a ultimate like G, right? And what a amazing guy he was. So he was renting this like villa in Hout Bay somewhere, just like super peaceful on his own. He's like kayaking and fishing in the afternoon. The guy's like 31. Like it's what a guy. Yeah. So that was a cool episode for me. But like Andro said, I enjoyed most of the episodes that I filmed, and a lot of the episodes that we did film, we are now very good friends with.
That's cool.
So it's yeah.
But that's how it should be. I mean, you in the same, when you're talking to people, you're actually giving them a platform, share their ideas and their business. It's very cool. Back to the podcast thing now again. I mean, shooting for the stars is definitely part of your mission, and you can see it in the quality of your production. I really find it fascinating what you guys are doing, because I'm in this space as well. I remember I was telling you earlier, I was calling people. I had 30 subs, and then I emailed Helen Ziller. You guys know her now. She's quite a topic. And she replied. So shooting for the stars actually works sometimes.
A good example is like with our agency, right? Like I messaged Mike Tyson's team, and now people are going to look at these people. Even I had a call with I think it was the CMO of Mr. Beast or something.
What?
Yeah, so like people are like, oh, Mr. Beast, oh no, I'm not going to email him, it's not going to reply. Everyone thinks that. So then you're the one person that actually sends an email and he's like, oh, okay, cool.
Exactly.
So you like shooting, there's less competition at the top.
Exactly.
Like there's actually a study that was done, or not a study, but like a real life example where people were applying for jobs, right? And this company put out a job letter or whatever, and they're like 5 CEO positions available, 30, manager roles available, and then like 50, like whatever, just below that. And then like one guy applied for the CEO role. And then the 25 for the manager was like full, there was like a waiting list. So there's actually less competition at the top. A very, very good book is a very, very good book, which is very underrated as well, is 10x is easier than 2x. It's a book from Benjamin something.
Even
10x is easier than 2x.
It's not 10x Grant Cardone.
That's also a good book. But essentially the whole premise of that book is actually easier to achieve 10x goals and 2x goals.
Sure.
Because when you think 10x, it's like, okay, you need to completely change up the structure of your business, right? Like you need to completely revamp, like, oh, you need to hire like an entire department of your company. Like, but when it's 2x, it's like, okay, we can just up our sales, we can just increase our sales closing rate by 5% and like boom, these small things, it's actually easier to just revamp the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing with like, 1 in a million makes to the NBA. But I think that statement is also a bit flawed. It's like, okay, try and do the same numbers, but with people that actually try. Like who actually tries? Like I would say 99% of that million don't even end up trying because they don't believe it's possible. And so saying 1 in a million is irrelevant if you are a person that's actually going to try. And so now you look at, okay, how many people actually try? And then you see, okay, it's a lot less people. Yeah. So your competition is so small. And, but it's tough, right? Like, how do you actually try? Like, how do you actually give yourself permission to be delusional enough to chase your dreams? And I would argue and say that, well, you're going to suffer either way. And it all comes down to, is the thing that you're suffering for worth more than the suffering itself? And I really think it all comes down to impact and exposing it. Like if you were exposed to something once, it's impossible to go back. Like, could you go back making 5 months of salaries in 4 days?
No.
Like it's impossible, right? And so just get into a room with people that are doing great work. Like that's why we are building Founders Acquisition community. It's for entrepreneurs that wants to make money online in South Africa.
That's right.
And that's what it is. Then you come into a room with someone making $10,000 a month and you're like, what? This guy's making 180,000 Rand a month working from home. Like, is this possible? And then you hear, okay, this guy's from Kraaifontein. It's not even that far. It's like, oh, okay, it's related. But then you see, okay, it's actually not that difficult. It's just a paradigm switch.
Wow.
And that's what it is. Expose yourself to greatness, and then by extension, you will allow yourself to become one as well. Become great as well. Like that's at least what has worked for me.
I know.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Just coming here now, the amount of wisdom you've shared, it's profound. And it's about being in the right environment. And I'm sure we're going to see each other more times and we'll have you on more episodes. But obviously now, before we get to end, I'd like to know, in terms of the podcast, we're talking about dreaming big. If there's one guest you guys could get on,
Oh, we all say at the same time. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm thinking of two. Okay, but okay, let's see.
Say the first one.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Chris
Williams.
Williams.
Oh, I was thinking Chris Williams. I was thinking, but I'm like, okay, so Chris Williams is probably like the macro, like this is the guy that
Williamson. Get him on.
Who's your podcasting hero?
Huh?
Your podcasting hero, Chris Williamson.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely someone I've been looking up to forever. Like he's the final boss of self-improvement, I would say. Yeah. And especially if it comes to like podcasting, he's someone we're looking up to forever. But someone that we are sort of not mimicking, but trying to follow in the footsteps now.
It's like the younger version.
Yeah, is Dave Sendra. So he's
David.
Well, I can't do the names, man. No, I shouldn't say that. I can do the names. Like it's so. The thing with David Sendra, right, is his entire niche is he reads autobiographies of these great founders, and so probably like no one know like this. He's a very niche famous guy. So the only people that watch these episodes are like. Steve Jobs is not alive anymore, but if he was, he would watch it. Like all these like great founders, and okay, the camera lady knows as well. So hey, let's go. So so he makes episodes of these autobiographies. He's read over 400, and what an exceptional human! I would love to get him on the podcast. Like he would be someone that I would really enjoy speaking to, but also you would like directly improve our business right now.
Yes,
you know. But yeah, I think
Chris is outside perspective to come and improve your business. It's so easy. You can get someone in and they can point out.
That is the entire gist of mentorship, right? If it's your business, you are emotionally involved. It's like in a relationship, right? It's like you get like if your friend gets a relationship, you always you just know how, like you always give him advice. Like it's so obvious, bro. Like just leave this girl, right, or whatever. And but with you also don't leave the goal. That's bad for you, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's because you're emotionally invested in that thing and you're blinded in that moment. It's your baby. It's like you just so. Whereas then this mentor comes in and he is completely emotionless into this thing, and he's like, okay, this thing you worked on for 2 years, like completely scrap that, do this, do that, and you're like, fuck, what? Are you serious? Yeah. And then you realize like, this is probably where it's at.
It's very important.
Yeah.
In terms of what you guys are doing now and creating that that founders community, how can the gents join? Where do they find you online? Just School of Athens or?
I think the best place for them to go is our podcast, Quinton and Andro podcast, and in the description is all the links, the community, podcast link, Instagram.
Yeah. I'm going to check out Andro's YouTube as well, Andro Kun, and then mine as well, yeah, Quinton.
Oh, so you have your separate YouTube?
Yeah, so we have separate YouTube, both personal, and then the podcast, Quinton and Andro, is the joint venture, yeah.
We're putting out quite a lot of videos actually. Like I do a video a week, Quinton does a video a week on his for his vlogs, and then we do a podcast like once 2 weeks, put out segments, short form, so...
If you want to know how to make money online from South Africa, it would be a good place to start. Yeah. I'm biased by saying that, but I believe that to be true. And I would say a good thing to convey as well is whatever you do, I think it's good to try and keep is to serve other people. It should be the main focus of whatever you do. Because by serving other people, by extension, you will create value and they'll pay for that value and you will get financially compensated. So, like, I mean, with any business, right, in the beginning, it starts off by, I want to make this X month or this X amount per month. I want to have this revenue goal, whatever. I'm not going to completely convey and say that my goals are completely holistic. Like, I definitely still want the watch and the car, whatever, but it's a lot less. And I've realized that the impact that I have in other people's lives, seeing our clients being, growing and making money online and just seeing their goals coming to fruition and manifested, I'm like, yo, the impact that I'm making is so much more valuable than the financial compensation that I'm getting. Yeah. And I started optimizing, waking up, be like, okay, how can I serve the people as much as I can today? And that probably is, I need to make more content. I need to read more books. I need to become smarter. I need to become better. I think that's a good place to end it. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Tell me, obviously your time is running out now, but I saw you guys were on a trip to Dubai. Was that for business reasons or?
So it's more
everything
like,
is business reasons.
Everything is work.
Yeah.
Like I even told my mom, sleeping is work.
Sleeping is work.
Sleeping is work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like everything aids to work. Going to the gym is work. Reading is work. Working is work. Everything is work. Eating is work. Because it all fuels. It's all holistic. Like it's all fueling to me to have better thoughts, better work, do all these things.
Yeah.
So,
but we did go for Mastermind.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, actually, Andro. I was actually the guy filming the Mastermind there, and Andro went for the Mastermind.
And are you guys planning to maybe move somewhere one day out of South Africa, or do you still see a lot of potential here?
Oh, yeah.
What's your take on that?
I think South Africa is on the verge of something massive, and we want to definitely be at the forefront of that. Yeah, because like even the idea of making money online is pretty new in South Africa, so people aren't yet aware of it. And like our end goal is really just to like ramp up the entire economy by helping all these businesses in South Africa, or helping people build businesses and essentially extract, you can say, value from the US to South Africa.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're obviously providing our digital services. South Africans are extremely hardworking, talented, disciplined people. All these big companies, I've been on calls with some of the biggest people, it's like the internal teams, right? Like 50% of their team are South Africans. So they all are looking for South African talent.
No one's going to believe it. It doesn't matter, but that's 100% the case. Jordan Platten, 8 out of the 12 people when we spoke to him was from Durbanville.
Yeah.
Like 6 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them was from Joburg, whatever.
Iman's team, his videographer is South African. His content head is a South African guy.
Yeah, Mr. Beast's wife is South African.
Even Charlie Morgan, he's a mentor of mine. His closes are South Africans. 50% of his team is South African.
His head of marketing is from Valdivie.
So, yeah.
And he's actually from Durban.
He's actually a friend of mine.
He's a Durban but.
So all of them are looking for South Africans. We just aren't aware of this thing.
Yeah.
People are actively looking. So you just need to say, I'm here. And then they can make
because of our work.
No, it's because of the paradigm. It's like we're just not exposed to this entire, it's like it's like in the Bible, it's like I was blind, now I see it. We want to remove that ignorance and show that it's possible by our action. It's like,
essentially educate.
Of course, that's what it is. Education, 100%. It's like, because, it's not even, I shouldn't even comment. So we had the privilege to travel a bit last year. We went to some of the places that you were like, we stayed on the Palms in Dubai. Okay. It's one of the most expensive places you could stay probably in the world. And it wasn't all that. It was at least if some people would kill to be there. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I think it was an amazing
The best
trip.
trip by far was still Bali.
Was still Bali. I wore one pair of pants, no shoes, no shirt,
Like-
no underwear.
Dubai's overrated. I was
Oh,
there.
100%. It's like, how do you stay there? I don't know how people, like, it's a dead country. I don't know. It's
weather's
just,
crap.
it's no culture.
No.
It's terrible. So, and then everybody wants to, oh, I want to go to Dubai. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to Greece. I want to do this. And then you realize, like, the grass is green on the other side.
There's
right?
actually a term for that. It's called mimetic desires. You know, a mime that like copies what you do. You know, like the white face in it. Mimetic desires essentially where if other people desire something like, oh, I want to go to Dubai and like whatever, buy the watch and they then copy their desires.
Yeah.
So if you can just basically be still and like, okay, what do I actually want?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that.
No.
No, it's not.
And what everyone is really searching for is presence. Because like when you're in a
You
fast
wrote the email or essay about that.
yeah, when you're in a fast car, like you can't think of, oh, what email should I send to my client? Like you need to focus on that car, otherwise it's gonna crash. That's why people love petting a dog, because that dog isn't judging you. It's just like it's just there,
just
present,
there.
and then that's why you're like smiling,
Yeah,
petting the dog,
yeah.
because it's not judging you, not thinking about you. All these things really.
And like I would say the biggest thing that I've learned from traveling was just the amount of gratitude that I had for the things that I already own. Right,
South
and
Africa.
have. And it's like you come to South Africa, you see the mountain, you see the nature, the people, the culture. Like just speaking with the people behind the tills, even right. Like it's a different. Like I love
very
it here.
unique.
It's everything is also like high quality food here as well. Cape Town's #1 city in the world, also Samoa. See,
Best airport in the world.
Oh,
No, really.
What?
Actually.
In
The
Africa,
best
actually,
airport?
Yeah, it's the best airport in Africa.
okay, well, it's
And it's
the
top
quality cannot be that high then, I guess.
No,
but-
it's not necessarily the quality. It's the stiplicate. What
Yeah,
is it?
it's efficiency.
Timeliness. So
Oh,
like
wow.
on the dot, boom. It's like that's the reason.
Shout out there,
it's
but
really-
but like
Shout out to the airport.
and but like the big thing is right is like then you realize like I think it's good to rent your dream car for a day because you realize it ain't all that right. It's nice, but I don't want to enslave myself for 40 years and then buy the Porsche and realize, oh my word, I was depressed for 40 years to get this thing. And so that's why earning I mean we got a upcoming event now. I don't know when the pod's going to be live, but it's going to be on the 27th of October, right? It's called currency arbitrage, and the main thing we're doing is we want to show people how you can bring dollars into South Africa and spend in rand. And that's how we want to essentially improve South Africa. As we want a lot of people, especially our age, will go on the yachts to go to the plaza in the US, whatever. They want to go and work somewhere else, but the only way they can convince themselves to move out of South Africa is to make better financial or to
Make more
be
money.
paid more. You'll make more money, right? But everybody wants to come back.
Everyone comes.
There's like a magic here. And so imagine making dollars, but still earning in South Africa. Then you're bringing money back to South Africa. The economy grows. And so that's what we want to do is we want to stop sending people away from South Africa and grow the economy. We need to create more jobs here. We need I don't know. I love this place. I would hate to see this place fall apart.
So that's why we're here. That's why young people like us are going to stand firm and we're going to do what we have to build this place.
Yeah, I'm staying. I want to grow my family or what? Not grow my family. I want to raise my family here and
Bold and scale our family.
Yeah.
Guys, it's really been an honor having you on. I really think you guys can add so much value to people, and I really recommend you guys join.
It's free. It's free.
Yeah, it's even better.
Over 6,000 people.
6,221.
Really?
Morning. Yeah. So,
Goodness gracious.
I'll be joining right now.
Amazing.
Cool.
I thank you guys so much. I love your vision. I love what you're
so much,
building,
Tyson.
and I'm looking forward to the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.